And now, The View from Washington, an explanation of U.S. policy.
In keeping with its promise to hold the Iranian regime accountable for human rights violations, the United States has imposed sanctions on another senior Iranian official, IRGC Brigadier General Hassan Shahvarpour, as Special Representative for Iran Brian Hook announced.
He oversaw the massacre of 148 helpless Iranians in the Mashhad region last November. General Shahvarpour was in command of units responsible for the violent crackdown and lethal repression around Mashhad.
Special Representative Hook said the U.S. has received over 88,000 tips through a tip line Secretary of State Mike Pompeo established 2 months ago.
We use this information to expose the criminality of the regime and to hold violators accountable. Since the violent crackdown on protests last November, the United States has sanctioned 2 judges and 8 other regime officials for their roles in brutalizing the Iranian people.
Mr. Hook pointed out that President Trump recognized the courage of the Iranian people in tweets he recently sent out in Farsi, after anti-government protests broke out following days of lies by the Iranian regime about its shooting down of a Ukrainian airliner. Special Representative Hook noted that the Iranian people are rightly blaming their own government for 40 years of corruption, mismanagement, and kleptocracy. But until the Iranian regime changes course, the United States has a promise for the Iranian people, as Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has said. America hears you. America supports you. America stands with you. We do so for your sake, for the sake of freedom, for the sake of basic human dignity.
That was The View from Washington, an explanation of U.S. policy.